Let's not talk about Sita. So I mentioned in the beginning only, when I was telling about eternal Ramayana, that Sita is our mind. Mind can be very strong, but mind can waver sometimes because mind has the ability to distract itself. वही हमें परेशान कर रहा है ना, अभी तो हमारा मन ही परेशान कर देता है कभी कभी, बिकॉज वो डिस्ट्रैक्ट हो जाता है. तो यहाँ पर इन द रामायण ऑल्सो सीता गेट्स distracted when she saw. It was not actually distraction, it was like her compassion, maybe over compassion. That then she goes to when she is now in Lanka, in Ashok Vatika, she is very weak. She is very, very weak. When she was here with Ram, she was very strong, but she got distracted by that golden deer. So it is kind of a distraction, but we all have read Adhyatma Ramayana also, so we know that why this happened. But let us understand how mind plays. Mind can become very weak. So when she was in Ashok Vatika, she had lost hope that now nobody can come. Ravan had given her 1 month's time to decide that to say yes. There was no other choice. And now she's very weak because she's not eating, she's not consuming anything, and now she has lost hope also. So Sitaji is very weak. But moment she gets some hope in the form of Hanuman, now she has very firm idea and very strong faith that yes, now Ramji will come. Initially, we have all read in Sankat Mochan that she was ready to commit suicide. She was so depressed. She was so mentally, emotionally, and physically weak. But moment she hears that there is a hope, my husband has sent one messenger. She doubts. Mind ki, it's a nature of our mind that it doubts also. She doubts Hanuman that this is the trap of Ravana, or actually Ram has sent the messenger. But when she sees the ring, then she knows that yes, this is my husband's messenger. But then she is doubting her husband's abilities also. She says, oh my God, this Vanar will come and free me from this Ravan's clutches. Ram has made a wrong decision. The mind has all the doubts. She doubts. So this is our nature of our mind. So she doubts, but once she asks Hanuman, all the Sainiks Ram has are of your size, because we know that Hanuman took a very small shape. Sukshma roop dhari siyai dikhawa, vikat roop dhari lanka jalawa. So when Sita saw the very small Vanar, she says, Sare sabka yahi size hai. Whosoever is coming for the battle, all are of the same size. Then Hanuman says, no, I will show you my real size. Then she asks, is it your real size? He says, no, I don't know my size. My size depends on my master's wish. Hari seva karne ke liye jo size milta hai, wahi main leta hu. So we will talk about Hanuman once again. But this is how Sita is first doubting, then having faith. Moment she has hope and faith, she becomes so strong that she refuses to go with Hanuman. She says, no, I'm not coming with you. I will wait for my husband to come and I'll go with my pride. I will go with my lot of respect and self-respect. My husband should come to take me from here. I will not go with his messenger. So this is how our mind plays. And about mind, I would like to also tell, because Neha mentioned Ram Naam. Because Ram se bada Ram ka naam, it is also said, right? So there is a small story that, when everybody was putting stones in the ocean, so that we can create the setu, the bridge can be created. So everybody, Nal, Neel and all the Vanaras, they were writing Ram and putting the stone in the ocean. So Ramji is saying, okay, he sees everybody's working. He said, okay, let me also contribute, and he puts one stone and one big stone and puts in the water, and it falls. It's in spite of floating, it sinks. So Ramji is very embarrassed. What is happening? So when Jamwan comes and he explains, he says कि when you leave something, राम ने जिसे छोड़ दिया वो तो खत्म ना, it has no identity. So Ram's name has the power to transform the true nature of yourself. मन का स्वभाव है, this is our natural instinct of the mind. We always think negative first, we always worry first, and then start thinking for the positive constructive solutions. So when you put Ram Nam there, it changes its nature. The innate nature of the things can change. Stones, innate nature, the real nature is to sink in the water. But when you put Ram Nam, it starts floating. And also, when Ram Nam is there in the man, it will not go deep into worries or fears. It will come up. It will transform itself. Yes, Neha, you can add.
Beautifully said. And, there is one of this esoteric trick spiritual hack, which I would like to share with everybody right now, as beautifully explained that Ram ka naam, Ram's name, has power in it. Similarly, certain words we can utilize in our life to uplift ourselves. The example given here was of Ram Setu, where it was written on the stones. My suggestion is, and I often give this to my clients who feel weak or demotivated at times, to write the name of Ram on a piece of paper and paste on the bottle or the glass that you usually drink your water from, and then chant Ram's name in the water and then drink it. That in itself has given so much benefit to people that if they followed it for minimum 21 to 41 days, they have got back to me saying that, Neha, we thought these were only stories, but however, we have seen the magic of it. And of course, there's a science behind it, which I have just explained to you, because what you look at, what you see, that affects how you function in your life as well. And the second remedy that I can give to you basis Ramka Naam is that, again, if you feel that your son is weak, which means you lack leadership qualities, or you're not given that much of recognition, or that you are insulted by others, you want to speak up in the meetings, but it doesn't come to you, but later you realize, I wish I had said that, then these are the remedies for you. Start writing your name, full name. So, for example, my name is Neha. I will write Neha Goyal. That is my full name, the name and the family name, with red ink every day while listening to Ram Ka Naam in a form of a bhajan, or maybe chanting it also for minimum of 108 times for a minimum of 40 to 43. That in itself will help you connect with the Surya, with the solar energy within you. And now coming to Sitaji. Sitaji, as far as astrology is concerned, is also associated with the luminary moon, with the Graha moon. And moon in astrology is one of those grahas which is considered to be very, very important. Why? Because most of us are guided by our emotions. Not many of us are following our soul. In fact, it takes us a while, just as it did to Sitaji also, to develop that kind of faith in our soul, in Ram. So many hacks come from this very simple story. I mean, इतनी simple story पे सीता जी ने हमारे को इतना सब सिखा दिया that once we develop, once we allow ourselves, what did Sita ji did? She basically allowed herself to sit through those emotions. She went through all those doom and gloom emotions. She was, in fact, in a very hopeless situation. She was, after all, abducted by somebody from the foreign land. It's almost as if you've been picked up by a terrorist. Correct me if I'm wrong. It is so unsafe to be in that particular situation. So she went through her worst. And while wallowing in it, while sitting through those emotions, while understanding that maybe or maybe not, I will be able to escape from here, I will be able to go from here, then she starts developing She just needed that one spark of hope. That is when she starts developing. When her moon, which is her emotions, become so strong that she eventually tells Sri Hanuman that I understand you've come to me, and I know you have it in you to take me away from here. However, I have so much trust in my soul, which is my Ram, which is my other half, that I can only be taken away by him. That's the kind of strength, which is also an indication of faith, that what to do when our emotions are taking over, start developing that faith, which is yet again where I encourage people to not only just chant Ram Ka Naam, but also listen to these stories to have faith, to allow yourself to sit with these emotions. And instead of ignoring them, which is how do we ignore it? Ignore them in these days by distracting ourselves. By distracting ourselves, watching Netflix, or any such other thing, that no, I'm not feeling this. And when I say emotions, I mean all emotions, even the shadow emotions of anger, of jealousy, of comparison, insecurity. All of those emotions, allow yourself once to go through them, to completely fill yourself up with them, and then find certain of these motivations, which is one of the reasons why in the ancient times it was encouraged to be a part of satsang. And they said that your emotional well-being is decided by the company that you keep. So if you are keeping a company where there is always a negative conversation happening, that will definitely pull your emotions down. And which is the kind of environment that Sri Sitaji was in, that she was constantly, every day she had to ward off the advances of someone else in an alien land, that to someone else who was a king. But she sat through it with that hope that I know Ram is looking for me and I know it will be right. So I want you all to know, maybe you're going through a situation where you feel pulled down, that even though right now you might feel that it is not possible, that there will be no ray of hope. However, just as Sita ji came out of it, you too will. And what you need to do now, look at this very beautifully one hack that Sita ji has given us. So what happens in this story? Sri Hanumanji comes and shows a mudrika, a ring, to Sita ji, to say that this is the proof that I am Ram ka messenger. Now, try this for some time. One is, of course, the water hack which I gave to you, the water remedy, that to speak out Ram's name in the water and drink. That's a powerful hack. Don't underestimate it. It's easy, but it's very powerful. The second is, pick any object. Okay. Any object. Maybe it could be, sometimes I have even suggested people to pick up a stone and name that stone as the ray of light or hope, and tell that stone, speak to that stone, that even though right now I feel that this is not a good situation, you are my example, you are my mudrika of hope, you are my ring of hope. Every time when you look at that stone, train yourself to think of hope, that yes, I will come out of it. Make that stone your motivational speaker, that whenever you look at it, it's almost as if looking at it means hope. Looking at it means that you will get out of this situation. So every time, even the next time, once you have trained yourself to look at that stone and remember the last time, Neha, you went through a situation where you felt that you will never come out of it, but you did. That's the hope that stone is. This simple hack has helped so many that I can't even tell you. But of course, it takes a little effort. See, as a neurolinguistic programming practitioner, I can even tell you that the brain works on memories. Think of any situation, it's not happening right in front of you, but how it happened 10 days back, 20 days back is what you remember of it today. So, what I'm basically asking you to do is attach an emotion to an object, which is also moon, which is also emotions. Once you attach your emotion to particular object, that object will remind you of that emotion. And when we are down and low, what do we want us to be reminded of? Of motivation, of hope. So, which is exactly what I'm asking you to do, which is what we learned from the story of Sitaji and Sri Hanuman. Over to you, Dr. Ritu.
Thank you, Neha, for such wonderful hack, and definitely it will work because we are here talking about hope. And now, who brings this hope? Hanumanji. So now, when we talk about emotions, and how can we not talk about our breath? So, being an emotional wellness coach, I would totally endorse this idea that, if you want to feel strong, if you want to feel emotionally stable, because we all go through ups and downs in our emotion, The breath is the first tool which we use. सब बोलते हैं ना deep breathing करो. Whenever you feel angry, sad, or whatever emotion, shadow emotion, good emotion, bad emotions, all the emotions whenever you go through, if your breath is with you, under your control, in your control, then definitely you will cross through that emotional turmoil. And who is our breath? Sri Hanumanji. He has brought this message to our man.